What's up, guys? Ninth Jim here, bringing another competitive VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield video guide. Today we're going to be talking about Duraludon, a new Pokemon, a new dragon. Really cool, steel dragon typing, really interesting. Only has a few weaknesses, ground and fighting, I believe, that are 2 times effective, no 4 times. So this Pokemon is actually really good, a really good defensive typing and offensive typing. Steel Dragon is very, very powerful, has access to pretty good stab special moves, not physical, which is really, really good. This Pokemon is really cool, and you're going to see it a lot actually in competitive play because this Pokemon is just everywhere. I see it a lot. It's a very common lead. Dynamaxing it immediately is very, very powerful. You'll see it a lot. So that's just something to keep in mind here. So we're going to talk about its really interesting ability that I think is unique. Unique. So it's called Stalwart, and what it does is it ignores the effects of opposing Pokemon that redirect. So it gets right through Follow Me. So this is a very common Pokemon that if you're having trouble with like Indeedee Hatterene, you'll play this Pokemon because it gets through their Indeedee, Follow Me. Indeedee will Follow Me, and then Hatterene will Trick Room, and you get through the Indeedee Follow Me, and then you just hit the Trick Room user, the Hatterene, for super effective damage since you're Steel. So you get to like max Steel Spike into it, and then it just like kills it before they get Trick Room up. And like a lot of the time, if you kill a Trick Room user before they use Trick Room, you like pretty much win the game. You don't just win, but you're like very, very commanding lead. So that's like a very good thing to do against that. And this also is just really good in general because Togekiss is like one of the most used Pokemon now in general, like at all. So like this gets right through it. I keep saying like a lot. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it's very, very powerful. Stalwart's really good. And it's only going to like really come up in pretty niche situations because a lot of the times if they see a Duraludon, they're not going to like have to worry about starting Follow Me because they know that there's like the option of Duraludon. I keep saying like. I say it so much. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to stop saying it as much, but I don't know. I just can't. It's hard. Anyway, we're going to talk about some speed, some stats here, some speed, especially this speed. 85 speed is like a really mid-tier speed. You wouldn't think this guy is fast. Like he looks like slow. I don't know, but 85 speed is actually pretty solid. So we have some here. This is my second take. That's why everything's like already a little done. But Duraludon, let's go to you. So you will see this guy Scarfed every now and again, and it hits 225 speed tier, Scarfed max positive, max EV's positive nature, 225. That's like super fast actually, and then 205 with neutral nature, which is pretty good. It's on the same speed tier as a couple of relevant Pokemon also at 158. Excuse me, at 150. I said 158. 150 with positive and 252 EVs. You're on the same speed tier as something like Rillaboom, which isn't seeing a lot of play right now, but will see play most likely with Grassy Surge when we get those. But also Indeedee F, which is the more played Indeedee. Indeedee Male isn't that good. It has some cool stuff, like it has Trick Room in Prison, but Indeedee F, we actually like are on the same speed. So when you're max, you guaranteed at worst use Speed Tie, which is pretty relevant actually. And then so we're at 150. And if you go down to here and see what else you outspeed, there's actually some pretty relevant stuff. So, let's see here. I had it all in my head. So anyway, we have Gyarados and Milotic here, both at positive 252. We actually outspeed Gyarados, which is super good at 150. So that's like super relevant to know actually that you can outspeed Gyarados. And you outspeed Braviary at positive 252 and Togekiss. So those are all like super, super relevant. And Chandelure. But Chandelure sometimes will play the Scarf. And then it's like somewhere else. But you actually outspeed a lot of really relevant stuff. Which is pretty cool. So, and you outspeed a couple of guys. I just like zoomed way too far down. But you outspeed some other good stuff in general. But at 150, you're a pretty good mid speed. So that's like really, really good actually. 85 is pretty solid. And now for our bulk, it's like very mixed. So 70 HP isn't like insane, and 50 special defense is terrible. That's like really, really bad. You're going to die to a lot of special stuff like easily. But defense at 115 is pretty good. So a lot of physical attacks you're just gonna like not care about, especially since the most common set you'll see is with assault vest. You don't care about physical. Like 99% of the time you don't care. And you can easily outlive something like an Excadrill Max Quake if you Dynamax, effectively doubling your HP and 1.5 times with assault vest on these. And I'll show you that here in a second, but talking about stats, we also have 95 attack, which is like pretty good, but 120 special attack, and that's what we're using. And also his special move pool is way better for like all for everything. I keep saying like, it's making me mad, but oh well. We also, as you see here, we get a Gigantamax form, but it's not legal for play yet in VGC 2020. It's not legal for play. It might switch in, but for now we can't use it, so oh well. So, but we do Dynamax a lot of the time with this Pokemon. So anyway, let's get into the first set here. Ability Stalwart, of course, like we were saying, it's very cool. It gets through Follow Me, which is pretty niche, but pretty good. So anyway, the item of choice for our first one is Assault Vest. This is the most common EV spread on Pikalytics. 196 HP, 4 defense, 140 special attack, 108 special defense, and 60 speed. Assault Vest obviously giving you 1.5 times of your special defense, making your defense is already pretty high, and then you special defense is 108 at 50, so 84 times 1.5 is like 126 or something. Pretty good overall. That's like not bad, since our 136 is then matched almost entirely, and then 170 HP, and then you max. My voice cracked. Then you max, and 170 goes to 340, and then you're huge. 340 plus 136 defense and 126 or something special defense. So looking here, so I already went through a couple of these calcs earlier, and I'm sorry that this has to be take 2, but this is Undynamax. This is base form. Close combat from a Braviary is hitting 75% to 89%, so you live that every time, and then they max, or was that max? That's weird. The max thing doesn't really work that well on here. We'll just manually do it. 140. It's not a guaranteed chance to OHKO, but then you just max and you're like, okay. You laugh at it. It's not even half usually. It says guaranteed 2-hit KO, but it's not. They're lying. No, it is. I don't know. No, they're not. It's lying. That's Draco Meteor. So then they go to close combat, and it's only a 10% chance to 2-hit KO. They're not 2-hit KOing you. They're not. And then we have some other things here, like Excadrill. I briefly talked about this already, but a Earthquake will hit that a max, big boy, and you can't kill through a Dynamax. You can't kill it. You can't kill the Duraludon. You can't one-shot the Duraludon. Although granted, this guy is faster than you. Not by a lot, but by a little on this build. So maybe if you run something else like Tailwind, Whimsicott or something to Tailwind, and then you outspeed, and then you attack it twice, you're like gonna kill, because these are, there we go. It doesn't work. It's so goofy. Anyway, yeah, you live these. You live a Max Quake from a Max invested Excadrill, and you live a Close Combat from a Max invested Braviary. Very, very good. If you Dynamax with Assault Vest. So that's what this build is doing essentially. Is it's willing to live, and then you throw out good moves here. So I'll talk about the moves here for a second too. Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, and Thunderbolt. Obviously, you can change a couple of these. His special move pool is not insanely diverse. He has Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor has really good stab moves, and the Dragon Pulse is another good stab move as well. Just hitting 85, so you don't have to lose your special attack. But then you also have Thunderbolt, which is a good move here, 90 power, 10% chance to paralyze. I think Thunderbolt's a really good move. But we have some other moves here as well. Snarl, Dark Pulse, Solar Beam. So if you really need any of that spread, if you need any of that coverage, then use that. My back is hurting. Snarl, Dark Pulse, Solar Beam, all are really good moves. And then we also have Body Press, which is the only physical move that you would use, but it uses your defense stat instead of your attack. So you're at base 115 defense. So you're actually like, it's good. It's fine to use that. But this is my preferred set. I like this set a lot. Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt. But like I said, if you need any of these moves, like if you don't have any dark attacks or something, you just put Dark Pulse on instead of like Dragon Pulse or Thunderbolt, either one. But yeah, this is the most common set you'll see: Assault Vest and then like mixed investments. That's according to Picolytics. That's the most one you'll see, and that's what I see the most is Assault Vest. I don't know the exact spreads, but Assault Vest is very, very common. For another build we have is Life Orb, a very similar move pool here, but you can change Dragon Pulse. But like essentially the biggest thing you get with Life Orb is you get to use Protect, which is very good. Usually, like I said, a lot of people will just assume that you're playing Assault Vest and you don't have Protect, but then you just use Protect anyway, and it's really good. But Life Orb reveals itself pretty early in the game, since you just take damage when you attack. So if you like max and then use an attack, then it shows your Life Orb, and then they know you have the ability to have Protect. They don't just assume you have Protect usually. But like I said, you can change this out or Draco Meteor if you wanted to something else, any other kind of move. But then for our investments here, we just have max special attack and max speed Timid, just so that we can get as fast as I can. Like I said, 150, you outspeed Braviary, Togekiss, Gyarados, Milotic. You outspeed a lot of really mid-speed Pokemon that are powerful, and you just get to outspeed them all and then two hit KO them and just kill them. And that's very, very powerful to have. And Life Orb is really good for that as well. Like I said, this could be Choice Scarf if you want to use Choice Scarf. It makes him really, really fast, but then you lose a little bit of your attack. So if you do Choice Scarf, you can probably afford to just go Modest on here, because it brings you up to 189. You're at 137, 1.5 times, which is, let's see here, 137 times 1.5, 205. So that's like a pretty decent speed stat. Speed tier to be at is a little over 200, so that's pretty good for that. Choice Scarf is cool. And then for our last one, we just have some overflow. Like I already went over the moves: Snarl, Dark Pulse, Solar Beam, Body Press, all really good options as well. Another option here is you can use either of these. I don't really know the point. Like I don't know why you would want to use them. I guess I know there are reasons, or else like why would they even matter? I know there are reasons. I'm dumb though and don't know why. But anyway, Choice Specs is another option that you can use. And then obviously you don't get Protect as well. You can use Protect, but it won't be good. But you can Protect and then max and then Choice Specs, but when you max, you don't get the effect of Choice Specs. So if you intend to max it, usually just use Assault Vest or Life Orb or Scarf if you want to. But if you're gonna max, like I would use Life Orb, or Assault Vest. But yeah, Choice Specs is another one. And then this is another common spread, is just max HP, max special attack, and then the 4 in special defense, and then plus in special attack, so you're just Modest Nature, which is pretty common. You'll see this pretty commonly. So yeah, that's pretty much it for actual Duraludon. And then we have a couple of common partners. You'll see a lot of the time with Mimikyu being able to turn off Trick Room, max either one. You can max either one of these, and it's very powerful. You'll see this a lot, or not like a lot, but you'll see this pretty commonly. And then also Whimsicott being able to Tailwind, like I said, making the guy really fast is really good as well. And just pairing this with any like good setup Pokemon just makes this Pokemon like that much stronger, because this Pokemon is able to carry a lot of weight. Since it doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, you can live for like a good while, and then you like spread burn with this while this guy's out, and there's just nothing that they can really do to take him out, which is really good. You like burn a physical guy, and then his 115 base defense with max, you can't kill it. You're not getting through it. So like Will-O-Wisp is really good with that. And then a couple of threats is like I said, the Excadrill, Braviary, Scrafty. Really, any good ground and fighting attacks are good. But with the Assault Vest build and Dynamax, you'll live them all. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to live them all. And then you just, like, spread burn on them. And then, like, what do? they're doing like 20% of your damage. Like, you're solid. Duraludon's really, really solid. So, yeah, I mean, that's really it. Overall, this Pokemon is really, really powerful, super solid, great Dynamax turn 1, great Dynamax at any point of the game, honestly. If you want to tail this guy and just have him come in the back end, like 3-4, you start with something else, and then he comes in and then maxes and just cleans up. That's another option as well. So, yeah, that's about it. So, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and like and subscribe. It got a little long. It got like 15 minutes there at the end, but yeah, like and subscribe. And if you want to see any Pokemon in the future, go ahead and comment them down below. Go give me anything, whatever guy you want to see. So, all right. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.